Thank you, Judge Jackson. We'll move now to the North Carolina Court of Appeals, and we'll go in alphabetical order there as well. The first seat that's up is the Calabria seat, and we'd ask Judge Calabria to come forward. The question: for years, our association has been in favor of increased resources for the judicial branch of our state government. We've lobbied in successive years for increased pay for judges, but so far our legislature has not seen fit to address these needs. What needs to be done to motivate the public or the legislature to get behind these efforts? On a personal level, given that many law firms now pay their first-year associates at a higher salary than the Chief Justice of North Carolina, what do you see as the implications of that disparate pay policy for the future of the judiciary? Judge Calabria.
Thank you very much. And my background is also in the Defender, so I won't go through that. And my website is judgecalabria.com. I want to thank you for your efforts and everything you're trying to do with the legislature, because I agree with you that our Constitution provides for the judicial branch and it should be funded well. You are joined by other groups everywhere I go. We are attorneys saying, I'm so sorry that this is happening. Especially the North Carolina Bar Association has made many efforts. In addition, there are other foundations, such as the Locke Foundation, that has tried. The answer is, please keep trying, because in 1991, when I moved to Wake County, we did not have mandatory custody mediation. So for 5 years, all I kept saying was, we need mandatory custody mediation. In 1996, I ran for district court judge and continued to bring my message to the voters. And I was elected, and I wasn't the only one who wanted custody mediation, and it wasn't just because of me, but we do have that, and we have it in many other counties. And now we have it on the Court of Appeals as well. And to answer the question on a personal note, none of us do this job for the money. I know that our salaries could be better. We are doing public service. I never got to be in the military because I was too old by the time I finished law school and got started in law practice. I was just too old to go in the Army, so this is my public service. And I'm very pleased that the voters have elected me for 14 years, and I hope to get reelected again. And I just think that I appreciate everything that you're doing to help us and to bring this forward. I hope that you have all taken advantage of our mediation program at the Court of Appeals, and I am thrilled to be part of that program and the continuing effort to make our courts more effective and to increase public awareness and the public's appreciation of the judicial branch of government. And I think that's what it's going to take before any of the rest of this, as far as increasing funding for the courts. We also need more attorneys to be in the legislature. We don't have enough attorneys because, as we know, people have a perception. You hear this all the time. Many times they say, well, I'm not going to tell any lawyer jokes, and I'm very happy about that. And I know none of us appreciate it anyway, but they just don't have a very good appreciation of our job and the sacrifices that we do make, especially as public servants. I hope that I get to talk to all of you, but if I don't, you can go to my website and you can send me a message if you have any questions. I've answered lots of questionnaires, all of us have. People want to know everything about us before they vote for us. Thank you so much for your attention and for having us here today. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Judge. Judge Gray.
Good afternoon, morning. Oh, it's morning. My name is Jane Gray. I'm a district court judge in Wake County, and I am asking for your support for the Court of Appeals. I'm going to tease Judge Geer because it turns out she picked up my letter from your organization telling me what the question was, so I only learned about it last night. But I'm going to tell you that it's an issue near and dear to my heart. I have been working on it during the time that I served on the State Judicial Council, and we actually developed a plan that turned into bills in the General Assembly. that, for want of a better term, was like a tiered salary schedule, including magistrates. I mean, it was an attempt to do a dramatic remedy for the problem that we have identified. Unfortunately, budget time came when things went south, and a lot of cuts had to be made, and it was not particularly popular to go to the General Assembly and say we want to give raises to judges, notwithstanding how much merit there might be in the question. The next effort, the Bar Association had proposed through a series of meetings that came out of the Bench Bar Committee, of which I am a member, and we developed a bill modeled after the state of Washington. It's Senate Bill 292, and there is a House counterpart whose number I don't have off the top of my head. And it set up a citizens' salary commission. And some of the political strategy involved in this, and one that I think really does have legs and would encourage this group to look at and consider, is that not only would it include judicial salary review, but it would include executive branch and legislative branch. And those of you who have done any legislative work might know that the General Assembly is not exactly the highest paying job, somewhere around $14,000. And so by putting legislators' salaries in there, we hope that it might actually get some hearing. I will tell you that that bill would have to be revived to probably proceed, and it's not the best of economic times, again, to be looking at salary increases. But I will say that I think that that is a strategy that has great chance of success. And I'm a current member of the Courts Commission, and that is something that I hope the Courts Commission would take up and could be introduced through the Courts Commission. It just so happens that Senator Clodfelter of Mecklenburg County is the chair of the Courts Commission and also was the sponsor of the bill. So that's the encouragement that I have for it moving forward in the future. It is something that is long overdue. As the impact, I can't speak for, I don't know that I think that the appellate courts have this same issue. Although one might look at the newest race and think that everybody's running because it's such a great salary. But I think that one thing that we have discovered in Wake County at the district court level is that the people who are running for the job are folks that are not very experienced. And the salary looks great. The more experienced attorneys are not so interested. It is more of a sacrifice for them. I have been a lawyer in the Attorney General's office and worked over at the General Assembly and now on the district court bench, so it's pretty obvious that I've never been in the legal profession for the money either. But it is something that I have made a conscious decision to do. But I think we will attract better, more qualified attorneys to the bench by having good salaries. We recognize my husband's in private practice. We recognize there's no overhead in our job that we have to pay for. But it's still something that is, when you compare North Carolina with the other states in the Union, and especially in the Southeast, we are at the bottom. And it's just got to be remedied. And I hope that you will pursue this and encourage Senator Clodfelter and other members of the General Assembly to revive Senate Bill 292. Thank you for the opportunity to be here with you. I would very much appreciate your endorsement. It would mean a lot to me. If you would like to go on my website, www.judgejanegray.com, you will see the long list. I'm very happy to report I just got the Wilmington Star News endorsement, and I'm going to go interview with the Greensboro News and Record after we have lunch. Thank you.